Welcome to our next episode of Vegasing from Home. Today's edition features Beauty and Essex and recipes from the Share Cookbook from Chris Santos. Anthony found this for my birthday a few weeks ago, and it has recipes like the grilled cheese dumplings in tomato soup. So we knew we had to make some of these recipes as we prepare for our next Vegas trip, which is in
20-ish days.
20 days. So we're really excited. We're gearing up to get going and planning out our trip, and wanted to make some recipes to get in the spirit. Hey, we're headed out for our last dinner while we're here at Beauty and Essex.
It was on the third floor.
Third floor?
Third floor?
Yeah. Been there a few times. It's a good place to order a bunch of little things. The soup dumplings are amazing. They're like tiny grilled cheeses in tomato soup.
Yeah, it was really a game changer.
So we were excited to get our first fun mail today, and it's a VBI apron from Vegas Best Ideas, Tamara and Gord. So we figured what better way to break it in than to make some stuff from Beauty and Essex, which is in the Cosmpolitan, which is Tamara and Gord's second home. Our first recipe today will be the grilled cheese dumplings and tomato soup from Beauty and Essex. It's our favorite appetizer. We have to get it every time we're in Vegas. Our first step is to prep our ingredients. So we're going to cut up an onion. It specifies a yellow onion in the recipe. Our next step will be to thinly slice 2 garlic cloves. Right, now that we're all prepped, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to our pan, which is heating up over medium heat. And we're going to add in our onion and our garlic. Our next step is to add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and let it cook for 2 minutes. Okay, so we're supposed to cook the tomato paste until there's a little bit of a dark film that's a little bit sticky on the bottom of the pan, and we can see that starting to form. So now we can add our fresh tomatoes, and we'll let these cook down for about 10 minutes. can see that the tomatoes cooked down, and these were the fresh tomatoes. So they actually look like canned tomatoes now. So we're going to add our canned tomatoes, and we're using San Marzanos, of course. They're the best. Good for pizza sauce, too. And then we have 1 1/4 cups tomato juice. 1 1/2 teaspoons of sriracha. And 1 tablespoon of sugar. We're gonna mix that all in, and it says to chop the canned tomatoes, but I just like to smush them. They're gonna cook down anyways, and we're gonna be using an immersion blender later to really chop them up, so it's a little easier than actually chopping canned tomatoes. Alright, so we're letting this come to a boil, and then we're gonna reduce it down to low heat and then let it simmer for 45 minutes.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Our next steps are to add 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar, and 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and 1 tablespoon of fresh basil. And we'll go ahead and stir everything up. And season to taste with salt and pepper.
Looks like the damn picture.
Shredding the cheese for the grilled cheese dumplings from Beauty and Essex. This is white cheddar. We also have cream cheese, Velveeta, Fontina, goat cheese, and provolone. Alright, so cutting up a tablespoon of fresh chives. We already cut our tomato. And a tablespoon of fresh basil. And this will actually go in the mixture that goes inside the dumplings. Alright, so we have our cheese, our tomato, our chives, and basil. Our next step is to mix all of our cheeses in our electric mixer, or you can use a handheld mixer. Ooh, until well combined. Next step is to add our diced Roma tomato, and then our fresh basil, and our fresh chives. And mix that well. Is going to be to take our mixture and put it into the fridge for about an hour.
An hour later.
And our next step is to take our wonton wrappers and our cookie cutter and make them into circles. So we're just going to take a small stack of the wonton wrappers and then use our cookie cutter to cut it into circles. So we've got a small stack of circles, and then we'll take a cookie scoop, take our filling that's been chilling, dip it into lime, and scoop it into 24 balls. Balls without words. Alright, so we're going to take a wonton circle and put one of our little filling dumplings in the middle. And it says to fold it in at 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. So it's kind of like making a little shumai dumpling. It says to leave it open at the top, and it's just going to kind of sit in the oil. Oil's going to be shallow, and it'll fry. So this is what they look like. So you can see it's open at the top, and then it's flat on the bottom. It's just kind of like folded up around it. Some avocado oil in the pan. It looks like the oil is just about ready to go, and we're going to just do a test dumpling.
Pro tip for the Cosmpolitan: second floor, Chelsea Tower, most private bathrooms you can find, especially with there's no opium playing anymore, so you have all the quiet you need. Second pro tip to that is the third floor bathrooms in the Boulevard Tower. Super quiet up there also. Hog, I'm looking at you. Now granted, the toilet paper is not the greatest, but you will have the most quiet, most pleasant experience you could have dropping off the kids at the pool. So just keep it in mind.
Pro tip number 2, if you need somewhere to sit while your spouse is pooping. Chairs outside the bathroom. And they're comfortable. Next, we're gonna make the chili relleno empanadas. Okay, so we are going to make the dough for our chili relleno empanadas. So first we need 2 3/4 cups of flour. That's 2. Quarter. 2 3/4. And then we need ground ancho chili powder.
Somebody get me out the cell. I'm subtracting some myself. When I see me through my own eyes, should look uglier than hell. Wish when I touched upon my skin, I like the way it felt. Cause when I look into the mirror, I wish I saw somebody else.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a boy with some six-pack abs and a sweet Cadillac who would take the time to call me. I wish being a father weren't the way of the game, and my brain weren't always so hollow. I wish I wasn't so insistent on staying the same, and that change didn't seem like a monster. I hide under covers, I layer like onions. Swear I'd be ogre, swear nobody loved me. Swear I'd be so self-pitying that even pity walked up and was like, damn dude, you need a hug me. All the kids men through my pieces I'm junkie. I'm something like Humpty, I'm a big walking eggshell. I crack into fragments, I used to be one piece. Man, somebody love me, man, somebody love me.
Somebody get me out the cell. I'm subtracting some myself.
2 1/2 teaspoons of sugar. And salt. You need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Half. We're gonna combine our dry ingredients first.
Crack into fragments, I used to be one piece. Man, somebody love me, man, somebody love me.
Somebody get me out the cell. I'm subtracting some myself. When I see me through my own eyes, sure look uglier than hell. Wish when I touched upon my skin, I like the way it felt. Cause when I look into the mirror,
Okay, our next step is to add an egg yolk to ice water and mix it together. And then we're gonna add just enough to the dry ingredients to make a dough.
just saw somebody else.
Self-love be a popular gospel, but secular reading and a hard thing to swallow. I'm better turning the pages, I'm better with audio. I wanna change up my thoughts though and alter my process. It ain't sustainable to hate till you hollow, till you turn to a bottle like a house of whole shit. Think it's time I started trying to model something more positive than this crying and bitch. But I gotta find something that could change my view of the world. Cause really it's the way that you think. Think this here is the brink, I'm breaking out of my cell. Think when I look into the mirror, I should try and see me. No more trapped in myself, think I'm turning a leaf. Think when I see me through my own eyes, it's time to see me.
Now that we have the dough formed, we're gonna wrap it in plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator for an hour to chill.
1 hour later.
roast our poblano peppers and our jalapeno under the broiler for a few minutes. That way the skin gets charred and comes off, and we can use that for our filling. Alright, so we are shredding our cheese for our Chile Relleno empanada filling. This is fontina, and then we have manchego and some parmesan. We're going to mix those together while our poblanos and jalapenos are roasting. Okay, to make our empanada filling, we're going to do the same thing with the poblanos. We're going to get rid of the skins. It should peel off fairly easily. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going in the blender. We'll de-seed this also.
Look, okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a new life is something like a dream.
The next step is going to be to add the poblanos and the cheese to the blender to make the filling. Just pulse it.
New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. I am not friendly, I came for the paper, little baby, don't get it confused. I see them paying the play, they be paying for my, I'm paying my dues. They cannot see me unless.
Okay, we just need a rough chop. So you can see we've got the filling ready to go. Alright, so now we're going to make the Chile Relleno empanadas. It says take half the dough and work with half at a time. So we have a lightly floured surface. We're going to roll it out till it is about 1/16 of an inch.
New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. I am not friendly, I came for the paper, little baby, don't get it confused. I see them paying the play, they be paying for my, I'm paying my dues. They cannot see me unless I'm on TV in times when they happen to turn on the news. I am not worried about with the money, cause you cannot buy with all of them views. I've been on 10 like 4th grade, same but I'm more paid. Lame throwing more shade, but you know it don't faze me. I'm blowing out gas to the whole whip hazy. With a new chick cause my old crazy, just a young.
Alright, then we're going to cut this into circles.
I am not friendly, I came for the paper, little baby, don't get it confused. I see them paying the play, they be paying for my, I'm paying my dues. They cannot see me unless I'm on TV in times when they happen to turn on the news. I am not worried about with the money, cause you cannot buy with all of them views. I've been on 10 like 4th grade, same but I'm more paid. Lame throwing more shade, but you know it don't faze me. I'm blowing out gas to the whole whip hazy. With a new chick cause my old crazy, just a young player that the west side made me. But how could you blame me, and how could you tame me? You can't pop in that, you claim you a saint. Do what they can and they hate what they ain't. But I am the greatest, that ain't for debate. Raising the stakes and I'm eating them too. Hitters on deck, what you need them to do. All that talking, I leave it to you, cause I gotta go, got a meeting at 2. Tell me why all of the that you saying don't never match up with that that you. Life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. I am not friendly, I came for the paper, little baby, don't get it confused. I see them paying the play, they be paying for my, I'm paying my dues. They cannot see me unless I'm on TV in times when they happen to turn on the news. I am not worried about with the money, cause you cannot buy with all of them views. I've been on 10 like 4th grade, same but I'm more paid. West Side made me, but how could you blame me? And how could you tame me? You can't. Poppin' that, you claim you a saint. Do what they can and they hate what they ain't. But I am the greatest, that ain't for debate. Raising the stakes and I'm eating them too. Hitters on deck, what you need them to do.
Okay, so now we're gonna make the jalapeno lime crema. So we have our roasted jalapeno. So we're gonna peel that and de-seed it. So we've been letting it sit in a bowl covered after it sat under the broiler. So the skin's coming off really easily. Just gonna cut it open. Scoop out our seed.
Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream.
We've got our cilantro chopped. Add that to the bowl. And then we're gonna add a little bit of lime zest before we juice the lime. Really strong lime flavor. And we'll squeeze it into the bowl. We need a half a cup of sour cream. Stir that all together. Stir it one more time. So this is our cilantro lime jalapeno crema.
But they see that you shining, okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a.
So that wraps up part 1 of our Beauty and Essex Vegasing from Home vlog. We had too many recipes to fit in just one day, so we'll have a part 2 coming out shortly. Thanks for watching.
Catch you later.
Chicks don't want to hear that, man.
My back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream.